Hey, everybody, I'm Scott Wikle. You're listening to My Kind of Country. Thanks for joining us on a Monday night. Always a pleasure to have this gentleman on the show. He's been on my show more than anybody. He's one of my good friends and one of my very favorite in the business. He has got a brand new CD coming out. It's called Bare Bones. He's here to talk with us about it tonight. We're going to play some of the songs and so much other great stuff going on. It's always a pleasure to welcome my buddy T. Graham Brown to My Kind of Country. T, how are you tonight?
I am doing wonderfully well, Scott. I love you very much, and I appreciate you having me on your show, man. It's just always a good thing.
Well, you have always been such a big supporter of my show right since day one, and we've had so many great talks and visits together. Always enjoy getting together when you're up here in Michigan, and it's always a pleasure to have you on the show, buddy.
Well, maybe I can get up there soon. If they'll ever let us get out of the house, if they'll ever let us get the bus in the road, I'll come up there.
Amen to that, no doubt about it. Well, in the meantime, we got some brand new music coming down the pike, and tell me the concept behind Bare Bones.
Well, I've had people want me to do just an acoustic album, just me and a guitar, and I've been putting it off and forgetting about it. And finally, when the COVID hit, I didn't have any excuses. I had all this time. So I just went in the studio and got a friend of mine named Bobby Terry, who's a great writer, producer, player. He's one of these guys, man. He's kind of like Vince. He does everything very well. And he played guitar, and a guy named Michael Lusk, who is actually in Loretta Lynn's band, is a in-demand background singer, a harmony vocalist, and got him to sing on it. And turned out pretty good. We just, I did all the hits, the T. Graham Brown hits people expect to hear.
That's going to be fantastic. And, of course, I know you got, like you mentioned, all your great hits, Tell It Like It Used to Be, and Darlene, and of course, Hell and High Water and Wine into Water. The Last Resort, I remember that one. I hadn't heard that one for a while, so I'm looking forward to hearing the acoustic version of that.
I hadn't done that song in so long, and I need to start doing it again. I emailed that song to Bruce Birch. He was one of the co-writers on that. I emailed it to him last night, as a matter of fact. Benny Quinn, the guy that mastered this record, sent me a file yesterday that had the songs on it, and so I emailed that one, and I emailed Wine into Water to Bruce Birch and Ted Hewitt, the co-writers on that, so they could hear the acoustic version of it. And I did a deal with Time Life Warner, and they've put everything out on all the streaming platforms.
Most of those streaming platforms will have it, and probably the easiest way is just to go to tgrahambrown.com, and you can order it right there and download it, and you can also order a physical CD for that. And
I'll be glad to sign any physical CDs that come from the website. So
fantastic. And as you mentioned, you've got some of your albums that are now available through the Time Warner Company, and one of those, From a Stronger Place. That's kind of a rare one, isn't it?
Yeah, man. Well, when that thing came out, we only had a few of them pressed up. And that was 1995. We wrote Wine into Water, I think, in 94, maybe. And we moved into this house that we live in 94 or 5, and I built a studio in it, and we went in and recorded this album that we call From a Stronger Place. And it's kind of like a positive message album, I guess. It's not really a gospel album, but it's I guess you could call it a gospel album if you wanted to. And it's the first version of Wine into Water, and I remember Steve Wariner came over and played guitar on it, and I remember Sheila making some pimento cheese sandwiches and some soup, and Marty and Sheila and I sat around the table and told stories and ate pimento cheese and soup, and Marty played mandolin on some of this stuff. So yeah, it's a cool little record, man. Yeah, it never really got any wide distribution at all, and So Time Life put it out.
Absolutely. And we'll put all that information on our Facebook page. And The Next Right Thing and the Christmas album that you did a couple years ago, which we did a feature on. And, of course, Forever Changed, Grammy-nominated album. Those are all available through Time Life, so you can get those. And, of course, T's new album, Bare Bones, at tgrahamBrown.com. All right, we're going to stop here for a minute and play some of these great songs from the new album, T. Graham Brown, Bare Bones. Just beautiful music. Take a listen to these. We're going to come back and visit with T some more. Stay with us on My Kind of Country.
They say that I'm the kind of man who always speaks his mind. Tell me there's nothing stronger than the truth. They can ask me almost anything and I'll tell it like it is. But darling, when they ask me about you, I tell it like it used to be, when you were still in love with me, before you got too used to me and wanted someone new. I tell it like it ought to be, 'cause how it is killing me when they ask about you and me. I tell it like it used to be. I wish that I was stronger, I could tell them that you're gone. Oh, but that's one thing that I may never do. If they want to hear about our love and how it all went wrong, well, darling, they'll just have to talk to you. I tell it like it used to be, when you were still in love with me, before you got too used to me and wanted someone new. I tell it like it ought to be, 'cause how it is killing me when they ask about you and me. I tell it like it used to be. Well, I tell it like it used to be, when you were still in love with me, before you got too used to me and you wanted someone new. I tell it like it ought to be, 'cause how it is killing me. Yes, when they ask about you and me, I tell it like it used to be. Oh, yes, I do, baby. Sit down, I need to talk to you. Then you do what you wanna do, but just hear me through. And darling, no, you don't need no other guys. Now when you gonna realize how much I love you? Darling, go in there and pack up all your dreams. I'll have all I'll ever need if you'll go with me. And darling, honey, I can give you everything, and I want you for my darling. darling. Darling, we're both tired of just hanging around, tired of dreaming in this sleepy town. The rest is history. And darling, go in there and pack up all your dreams. I'll have all I'll ever need if you'll go with me. And darling, honey, I can give you everything, and I want you for my darling, darling. I want you for my darling, darling. Oh, I need you for my darling, darling. I'm glad we took this holiday. At least we've got a week or two to stay and just get away. Away from all the hurrying, forget about the worry in our lives, and just you and I. Now we've come back to try to find that part of us we left behind. Can we save our love, make it the way it was before, here at the last resort? Remember when we first came here? It doesn't seem like that many years ago. We were so close, but time can't erase those memories. The time has been our worst enemy. We both know our love's dying slow. Now we've come back to try to find that part of us we left behind. Can we save our love, make it the way it was before, here at the last resort? So this is where it all began. Let's don't let this be where it ends, 'cause we've come back to try to find that part of us we left behind. We can save our love, make it the way it was before, here at the last resort. At the last resort, this is our last resort.
Of course, you got all sorts of great things on your website: T-shirts and hats, autographed CDs, as you mentioned. You got some of your old vinyl too that folks can get too, right?
Yeah, you know, my managers and our social media guy, Austin Smith, they go kind of dumpster diving in these old used record stores, and they'll find T. Graham Brown albums, and I'll sign them, and we'll put them on the website for people that want a copy. Yeah, they're all rare. You know, they're all out of print. It's not like we're printing up a new batch of them or anything. They go looking in stores, and you know, they might find 4 or 5 here and 4 or 5 there. So when we get a batch of them, I'll sign them, and they put them on the website for people that want them.
That's cool.
I don't know if we're going to press up bare bones in vinyl or not. I can't remember if we're planning on doing that. We might do that. So we might press up some of these old catalog records. I don't know. We hadn't sat down, and I'm having a meeting tomorrow morning, so I'll bring all this stuff up and find out.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
I'd love to have some of this stuff in vinyl.
Absolutely, vinyl's made a big comeback. People are really digging the vinyl again, and I love my vinyl, and I've got a bunch of your records that you've been nice enough to sign for me over the years. I always come in with a big old handful when I come and see you, so I'm proud to have those in my collection.
Yeah, well, that's good. You know, you would think that I would have saved a whole lot of those things, but I never saved any. I'm the world's worst, man. I wish I'd have saved a lot of albums, and I wish that I'd have gotten autographs from all my heroes that I've worked with, like Conway and Loretta, Tammy George, and all of them, Merle, Willie, Waylon, all of them, and I never did. I would love to have a scrapbook or a guitar that's signed with all those signatures on it, but I never did do it. I don't know why not, but I sure wish I had them now, looking back. And you know, my son is 31, and I did save a lot of stuff. I saved too much T. Graham Brown, like newspaper articles and show posters and all that, because when I die, my son, I don't believe, is going to care anything about all that stuff. Because you know, Scott, I never have hung stuff up on my wall. I don't have any records on the wall. I don't have any awards hanging up or any of that. I just, you know, it's all in the garage. I never got it out, and I kept saying, well, I'm going to make a room that's like a trophy room, but I haven't gotten around to doing it yet. So seems like it, in this time, COVID time, I could scrounge around and find some cool stuff.
Yeah, there you go. That's for sure. Well, I know you got some great stuff, handwritten lyrics too. I think that's a great idea.
We offered that on the website, and I've had a lot of people that want copies of. I do Hell in High Water, and I do Wine in the Water, and I never thought of doing that before. I got Steve Cropper, one of the co-writers of Sitting on the Dock of the Bay, to write down the lyrics to Sitting on the Dock of the Bay like 20 years ago, something like that. And I never thought about doing it myself. I guess I never thought anybody would care. But
absolutely.
I'm so glad. Hey, Scott, I'm so glad that Wine in the Water has done what it's done. You know, people have found that song, and it's helped so many people. I mean, it's been blessed by God, and it's helped so many people. It's kind of mind-blowing, really. I wrote a song the other day. I was writing a song with Bruce Birch and Ted Hewitt, the two guys I wrote Wine in the Water with. And Wine in the Water is the only song we've ever written together. So we got back together to write one for this guy in India, was a big fan, and he's a big movie star and singer in India. So he wanted a song about the farmers and famine and all this stuff, so to record for over there. So we got together to write a song for him, and I was telling Bruce about how many million people have watched our Wine in the Water on YouTube, and I was telling him how it's helped so many people, and he just started crying, man. It was like tears of joy that something that we had done had helped so many people. It was, I mean, he really was crying, and I thought, because I've done that same thing. I've cried when it got to be a 250,000 views, and I had no idea because I never had a computer and never had seen YouTube. And this friend of mine said, "Man, I got to show you this." And it was when Wine in the Water it was over 200,000 views. And I remember I just started crying like crazy because I couldn't believe it had reached that many people. And now it's like 5 or 6 million total views on YouTube. And I thought, man, how cool. And Bruce was stunned by that. And it makes him so happy when I tell him what that song has done. And, you know, Ted Hewitt's a good producer. And he's been, the last few years, he produces a guy named Rodney Atkins, country act.
Yeah.
And he produces other people too, but I think Rodney Atkins might be the biggest act. But anyway, they have a thing in Franklin, Tennessee, which is a town about 30, 45 minutes south of Nashville. And this lady judge down there is a friend of ours, and she runs a DUI court, a DUI and drug court. And they run this program, and if the DUI offenders graduate from this program that they have the charge, their record is expunged. So the charge of DUI goes away from their record. Mm-hmm. And Ted and I have gone down there a couple of times at their graduation. They have this little graduation award ceremony in the courtroom, in the actual courthouse courtroom. So we'll go down there and sing Wine in the Water for the graduates, and their families will be there, and it's a really moving little thing, you know. And so Ted and I were talking the last time we went down there about writing Wine in the Water, and he said, "Man, you know, I don't even remember writing that song." It was like we looked down on the paper, and there it was. And Bruce Burke says the same thing. It's Wine in the Water is a strange song, man, the way it came about. And it's just helped a lot of people. So anyway, I'm just glad that people have found that song and that want me to write lyrics to it.
Absolutely.
That song's a really weird song, man. None of us have ever had a song that has affected people like that, and it makes you really proud.
All right, well, we're going to take a little break here and play some more of these great songs from Bare Bones. This is available at tgrahamBrown.com, and we're going to come back and visit with T some more about this fabulous album and some other great stuff he's got going on. Stay with us as My Kind of Country continues at Fish Creek Radio.
You've heard a multitude of prayers on my behalf, and I pray one more is not too much to ask. I've tried to fight this battle by myself, but it's a war that I can't win without your help. Tonight I'm as low as any man can go. I'm down and I can't fall much farther. And once upon a time you turned the water into wine. Now on my knees I'm turning to you, Father. Could you help me turn the wine back into water? Too many times I've hurt the ones I love. I pushed them to the edge of giving up. They stood by me, but how much can they stand if I don't put this bottle in your hands? Tonight I'm as low as any man can go. I'm down and I can't fall much farther. And once upon a time you turned the water into wine. And now on my knees I'm turning to you, Father. Could you help me turn the wine back into water? I shook my fist at heaven for all the hell that I've been through. But now I'm begging for forgiveness and a miracle from you. 'Cause tonight I'm as low as any man can go. I'm down and I can't fall much farther. And once upon a time you turned the water into wine. And now on my knees I'm turning to you, Father. Could you help me turn the wine back into water? Would you help me turn this wine back into water? Yeah, yeah. Now, baby, don't worry if it troubles your mind, 'cause it'll all wash away, girl, in the river of time. If you need a shoulder, I'll be around and be your rock to hold on to till that river goes down. 'Cause this hell and high water you're going through, come hell or high water, I'll be here waiting for you. I can't keep you from crying, and I can't stop your pain. Lord, the brightest of sunshine, oh, I never could stop the rain. But you know that I'll be there, just like that old sun. Gonna be your good morning, baby, when your crying's all done. 'Cause this hell and high water you're going through, come hell or high water, I'll be here waiting for you.
every morning, and when I say my prayers, I always thank God for my sobriety, because if I wasn't sober, I wouldn't even be talking to you.
Amen.
And it's just great that, Sheila and I, our little personal ministry is to help people get sobered up and stay sober. And when I do a show, I can talk about it and, sing the song, give people hope. And so it's really cool, man. That's one of the cool things about my job.
Absolutely.
I get to make people happy for a living, so I got a great job.
Absolutely. Well, I want to commend you, too, on the hats off to the 80s and 90s shows that you've been doing, the streams online. And I know you guys won a Telly Award for a social media live event for that, and I think that's really cool.
Oh, that was fun. We're doing, I don't know how many views that thing's had, but golly, it's like 800,000 or something crazy like that. And we just did it in a friend of ours' basement.
Man, that's
He
great.
calls it the 615 Hideaway, and he's fixed it up. It's kind of like a little miniature TV studio that he did, and we do stuff. And I think Don McLean just did a Facebook Live thing over there. Scott, I didn't know there's a chart now for streaming video streams like that. I didn't realize there was a chart. I guess it's a Billboard chart or something, because I know that they sent me an email, that Michael Ray stream thing I did last Tuesday was a top 40 stream, and then that Don McLean stream, I think they said was number 13. So I guess they rank those things. I didn't know there was such a chart. But
that's really awesome. Well, with everything going on, that's it's become a big part of social media to be able to get the music out there, and people love that. When you can sit in your own house and get concerts from people like you, Wade Hayes and my buddy David Frizzell and Ronnie McDowell, all these great people. I mean, it's fabulous.
Yeah, it's totally changed the way we do business. It's just made us think up different things that we would have never imagined a year ago.
Yeah.
That people would even care about.
Absolutely.
And it's pretty easy to do. And then we're having these same kind of shows. Hats off to the 80s and 90s. We're doing a live version of that. And this month we're doing one on the 29th, because it's breast cancer month, and we're got Heidi Neufeld from Trick Ponies going. I was trying to get Winona. I talked to her. She was my guest on Livewire in September, and she was going to do it, but she had something come up, but I'm going to lasso her. But we've had Colin Ray, and we've had David Frizzell and Tim Rushlow. Last month we had Lee Greenwood and me, and we just do these shows, and they benefit the Troy Gentry Foundation. Troy got killed 3 years ago in a helicopter crash, so all the money we take in, we do them in Lebanon, Tennessee, at a place called Cahoots. It's a honky-tonk over there,
yeah. And
we're able to do it, socially distancing and all that. And this month I'm getting Tim Rushlow to come back, because people loved him so much. And Larry Stewart, the voice of Restless Heart's coming, and Mark Colley's coming, and Heidi's coming, and Ty Herndon, and Ken Mellons. We're having fun. We did a golf tournament the other day and raised money for the guys that came back. What's it called? The Special Ops guys' families, Special Ops guys that have been over in the Middle East fighting. I got to play golf with a guy that shot Bin Laden, of all people.
Oh, is that right? Wow.
Rob O'Neill, he was really interested, and Kid Rock was there, and we got up and sang Sitting on Dr. Bay, and Randy Hauser was there, and Lee Bryce was there. And so we're doing all kinds of stuff, man, that we can to help people out.
And I know your show on Sirius XM is doing great, Live Wire. And I got to tell you, man, I love live concert recordings. I've got a huge collection, and I've always just really loved live recordings because they're so real, and you get to hear the artists like they really are. And I think it's so cool that you're doing a show featuring live recordings.
Well, it's fun, man. You know, people must like it because they re-upped me for another year. So I'm really happy about that. And this edition I got Mark Colley is opening it up. Mark Colley years ago went over to Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary in East Tennessee and did this awesome live album. And it took a long time. I don't know how many years ago he did it, but it took a while for it to be released. And he starts off with a song that he and I wrote. He doesn't have any of his hits on it. He wrote all the songs new. And then he does, I got him singing Folks from Prison Blues. That's probably the only cover song on there. I can't remember. And it's in vinyl. And it's a great record. I mean, who does prison records anymore? Nobody.
Yeah.
And this is a great record. So if your listeners want to hear a wonderful live album, it's Mark Colley. And then I got Lynn Anderson on there, a show she did, and it's really a great recording. And I got Tracy Lawrence as my special guest, and I have Billy Dean. And then I got ending up the show, I got the Highwayman on there. And I've been trying to find a Chris Christopherson good record. I got a good recording of him singing. They're singing Desperados Waiting for a Train, and then a song that Chris wrote called The Pilgrim that's really cool. And then I'm ending it up with the one and only from the Allman Brothers Band, Dickie Betts, playing a song he wrote called Rambling Man, and then an instrumental called Jessica. And
awesome.
They won a Grammy on, so it's a good. This is a good edition of Live Art.
Absolutely.
I try to keep them all interesting, man, and they want me to play songs that are between 1980 and 2000, so I try to keep them in there, except I'll throw a classic artist in there every now and then I try to do something like Dickie Betts or like I did Bachman Turner Overdrive one time and Leonard Skinner, and I try to throw like an old throwback rock and roll act on there that could have been country if they came out today.
Yeah.
So many bands, man, that would have been country, really.
Yeah, you're right.
You look back, like the Marshall Tucker Band, the Allman Brothers, there's a lot of that stuff that would have been country, and the Doobie Brothers, and the Eagles, and John Fogerty, and a lot of that stuff, if it came out now, it might be even too country to get played on country radio.
Yeah. That's about right.
You know?
You got that right. Well, man, the last time you and I talked, you were telling me a little bit about an album project that you're doing down at the old Stax Records studios there in Muscle Shoals. How's that coming along for you?
Well, what I'm doing is, man, I haven't done that yet. I'm going down to Muscle Shoals Monday and putting a vocal on a Christmas song that's really cool. And I'll send you that when I can get it. And then I'm going to try to cut a regular T. Graham Brown album down there, and I also want to do the Soul Project. I'm looking forward to doing it.
Oh, yeah.
I can get, I'm lucky, man. I know so many people. I can get just about anybody I want to sing on that project because everybody wants to be involved in some hip soul project,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, looking forward to it. Well, keep me posted, and, man, I'll get it on the air for sure. You know that.
Oh, I know, man. I appreciate you helping me out, too. You're a soul brother from way back, and I love you very much. I do appreciate you. Oh. Sheila does, too.
Well, we love you guys, too, and Sarah and Merritt send their best, and we're going to play some of these great tracks from Bare Bones, tgrambrown.com, and as always, T, I love you, man. Thank you so much for taking time to be on the show.
Oh, you're welcome, buddy.
All right.
Well, good talking to you, as always.
You too, my friend. God bless you, and give Sheila a big hug for me, will you?
I'll do it, Scott.
All right, that's T. Graham Brown right here on My Kind of Country. Here's some more great tracks from Bare Bones, tgrambrown.com as we continue right here on Fish Creek Radio.
Oh, I wish that I could hurt that way again. At least I had you every now and then. And in between the sorrow, there always was tomorrow. And as long as there's tomorrow, there's no end. And how I wish that I could hurt that way again. Yeah, baby, you know I wish that we could play that game again. Even though I'd always lose and you would win. And times you would desert me, how the emptiness would hurt me. But your coming back was always worth the pain. And Lord, I wish that I could hurt that way again. 'Cause I'd love to hear you tell me you don't need me anymore, just like you used to tell me every day. And I'd love to watch you leaving like 100 times before. At least my eyes could see you walk away. Oh, I wish that I could hurt that way again. At least I had you every now and then. And in between the sorrow, thank God there was tomorrow. 'Cause as long as there's tomorrow, there's no end. And how I wish that I could hurt that way again. Yeah, baby. Oh, I'm giving a party tonight with champagne and pink party lights. I hope you'll attend if you're free. Come as you were before you stopped loving me. And now my party is BYOL. So bring your old love you once felt, and don't bother to RSVP. Come as you were before you stopped loving me. If you're sorry that you've hurt me and you've seen the light, do me a party favor, girl, and love me tonight. 'Cause my party, it could be so much fun. Oh yes, baby, if only you'll just say you'll come. If here is where you long to be, come as you were before you stopped loving me. Yeah, if here is where you long to be, come as you were before you stopped loving me. Come as you were before you stopped loving